Speaking of good, dude, this beer smells fucking rad.
All right.
Dude, that was like the surpriser for us. We're like, do we throw this together? And it's kind of like a last minute idea. Put it in there. And like Murph, I remember you came to me like, do we want to dump this? When you taste it, I'm like, I taste it like, no, this one is just like, banging.
Whoa.
Like,
yeah, dude.
This year's 10th beer of Christmas is from BlackStack Brewery in our backyard of Midway, St. Paul. Are You There, God? It's Me, Plum is a foeder-fermented sour beer punched with a lot of plum with vanilla and lactose added. The beer makes for a perfect springboard for a conversation with Murphy Johnson and Matt Waddell about BlackStack's mixed culture program and how they approach the creative process when it comes to sour beers. Quick note, I should mention that both the 11th and 12th beers of Christmas are also BlackStack bangers, and the language in these conversations is definitely PG-13 or higher. And by the 12th beer, we're pretty lit. So, you got that to look forward to. The 12 Beers of Christmas is brought to you with ongoing support from BSG Handcraft, Imperial Yeast, and the Patreon supporters of Chop and Brew. Join them at patreon.com/chopandbrew.
On the 10th beer of Christmas, my brew love gave to me. Oh my God, it's something purple and fruity and sour. If you don't know, you're about to know. It's Are You There, God? It's Me, Plum, from BlackStack Brewing, which is in my neighborhood. And we are joined by Murph and Matt, as I call them, the M&M Beer Factory.
no, first I heard that, I'm like,
I haven't heard that one before, but I'm into it, yeah.
I just thought of it in that text today. So Murphy Johnson is like a co-founder, head of creativity, product development. More importantly, he's the vibe creator at BlackStack.
Vibe curator.
Curator. Oh, I thought it was the vibe creator.
No, sorry, it's the creative director, but that's same thing, I guess.
We like to say the essence of BlackStack if you distilled it down.
I'm just like, it's Murph. Yeah, he's doing 1,000 things. I don't know what his title
Comes
is.
in a nice, sexy little bottle. You can spray it on yourself.
My musty, like, slightly weed-scented aura.
Matt is the head of mixed culture fermentation, which is what the 10th beer of Christmas is all about. Man, I'll talk about how important BlackStack is to me besides having this dope beanie. But Matt, like, let's tear right into this. What the hell are we drinking? This thing is kind of wild, literally.
Yeah, so this is basically, jokingly, me being pulled out of my comfort zone and Murph pulling me into the just like creative, just wild world of smoothie, over-fruited, crazy stuff. And basically this is the love child of Murph and I. It's quite the fun exploration. And so probably, in the words of Spinal Tap, this is, the over-fruited smoothie sours turned up to 11. Because we, I personally love the base sour that we make. We use the creativity of the oak and the wild yeast and bacteria to kind of enhance the smoothie sours where, sometimes kettle sours can be a little bit one-noted, the sour can be a little bit harsh. So these are fully foeder-fermented with a mixed firm of yeast, and we kind of use the tools that we know and our brew staff who are super well talented to make a beer that basically turns over in 2 weeks without kettle souring, uses all mixed firm yeast and bacteria. So like the base beer is super fruity, super tropical. The fact that we ferment it in the foeder gives it like these like just kind of nice soft oaky tones that lend as like this like epically great base for all this fruit. And Plum was like this hidden one where Murph was like, yeah, we got some extra plum back here. Let's throw just like 3 boxes of this into this little tank. And just like, does this work? And I gave it a taste. And it was like, for me, it's like kind of, learning this realm of overfruited stuff. I took a sip of this. I'm like, dude, this one's pretty fucking dope.
Yeah,
like,
dude. Holy shit.
So it's this crazy thing of like super technical mix firm and just like all this dope ass fruit. And then fuck it, let's can it. And it's just like the bastard child of all these different stuff that just turns out fantastic.
Because prior to you coming on at BlackStack, correct me if I'm wrong, but like these fruited sours would be, Murph, they'd be like kettle soured, right?
No, we've never actually done any kettle souring.
How were the sours done before the foeders got there?
Lacto pitch and then Brett fermented. So we just dedicated one right? Stainless tank. Yep. Okay. Yeah. So we just had one 40 barrel that was always turning, and then obviously we were kind of, in a lot of ways we were flying by the seat of our pants because that was, not our milieu, and having Matt come on board has been such a fucking godsend. I'm sorry if you don't do the swearing on this one, but
I was kind of wondering about that. Like, based on the language you used already, I think this is okay.
It's the last few days of Christmas, man. Things are lit.
Yeah.
Things are getting lit. Like this little hop stop back here.
Ooh.
Yeah, like I have like 3 cousins that are all at like younger. 2 of them are 9 and 6. But I feel like I spend half of the time that we spend together apologizing. I'm like, oh, sorry, I wasn't supposed to say that.
Nice. So yeah, the fooders come in, and then Matt's kind of in there. So what are some of the other things that have come up in there since then?
We didn't actually get the fooders until Matt came on board. And that was we didn't have the expertise to be managing those. yeah, absolutely. And as Matt can attest, I'm never the spendthrift in the unless when the camp is like, let's get more shit. I think us together is a little bit of a nightmare in the accounting department, but it's been amazing in terms of creative output and the stuff, like the projects we have going. But
it works though, man. It works.
And it's just we're on the side of it now where we're having stuff come out instead of us just
we're actually making money off
spending massive.
Right.
Yeah, we're just stocking up, which is a totally necessary part of ramping up, like, and doing it right. And that was really important to us. So like.
Yeah, but like joking aside, like BlackStack made the smart decision to constantly reinvest in themselves. And so it's like, we could be doing, all this other frivolous stuff. And like, yeah, we joke about it, but it's actually, let's reinvest in ourselves in tools that are going to allow us to do more of what we want and do it the way we want it. And so it's just like, it's kind of been this like pretty cool thing during this pandemic where it's like, okay, based on the decisions we've made, we can re-exist in ourselves and help grow this. It's been pretty cool.
Us being in a position where like the cans are moving and like we have a lot of fun ideas, like, between me and Matt and then Sean, like everybody's throwing stuff out there all the time. So it's an amazingly fruitful environment in terms of creativity. Like it's, what did you say?
I said dum when you said fruitful.
I didn't even realize. Damn it! Beautiful.
Yeah, master.
It's been so fun. Like literally, anything goes. Like any like Matt will fucking shoot me a text and be like, "Yo, what if we did this?" And then that snowballs into like, hell yeah, let's do that. And then next thing you know,
it's the best part about this because like it's exactly that. It'll be like a random day at a random hour, and Murph will do the exact same thing where it's like, what if yada yada yada. And in this situation, like someone could be like, we went about this, but it's like, okay, let's try out this way. We'll put this a little bit in there, and here we go. We're gonna want more of this. So it's just like, there's no at BlackStack. It's fantastic. So yeah, like to that point, so you're talking about like a little vanilla in this, right? Is that what
and lactose? Like how hard is that, Matt? I don't know. I shouldn't say how hard is it, but like you're a purist of the sours, but then when you get to a point where there's vanilla and lactose, what are they functionally doing that aren't just being there for the sake of being there, right?
Yeah. So we try to always have like one. I would say we are a purist of creativity. That's going to sound super douchey, but like it is, this is the craft beer industry. Like it's let's have fun doing this. Let's be creative. Let's build these flavors, but let's be smart about what we're doing. And so that was like, that's what I learned from Murph. That was kind of the piece that kind of pulled me out into another world, like thinking outside the box, honestly. And so the vanilla in this, how this started was to help, like, you know, a lot of the fruits that we get, sometimes it can be a little one-noted or a little kind of just one-dimensional. And a lot of times, a little bit of vanilla will help those flavors pop, will help that oak pop, will kind of help round everything off a little bit. And so Murph and I will kind of taste things. And so sometimes we'll be absolutely absurd with the amount of vanilla that's in there. And so like you'll pour a can, you'll see all these little black specks, and something for like this, where the fruit is a little more soft, it's a little bit more robust. This just needs a little bit more vanilla in there to kind of help round it out, help it pop, help it kind of do all those pieces to it. And the same thing where lactose, we kind of use more from like a chewy factor a little bit there. And so what's funny is this Are You There, Goddess Me Plum is one that's actually a little bit lower on the lactose and lower on the vanilla, because there's that plum brings so much. It's already so chewy and already so that mouthfeel. And so vanilla is there to kind of help pop some of these flavors, round out these flavors, help make it more kind of what you want to experience. And the lactose is there to help that more mouthfeel experience, that because like a lot of these are that smoothie style. And so fruit can bring so much, and lactose, we don't really use it so much from a sweet standpoint. It's to help round, chewy mouthfeel, because this is that whole experience.
You don't want to just be this acidic, like palate scraper.
Exactly that. And that's also the great thing about these fooders and the way that we do it is we can control our recipe, we can control the amount of fooders so that we can get the right acidity for the right fruit. And so here we have plum, super, super soft. So we're going to want a little bit more high acid base to make this where it wants to be. And we just blended up something that had a lot more passion fruit in it, which is super acidic. And so we'll kind of start to blend stuff how we feel. We got this big tank, and after we blend everything, we'll kind of taste it, and that's where we'll kind of do like a little finesse change. Like, all right, this is actually a little too high acid. Let's get a little softer base in there. This is a little too soft. We need a little more high acid base. And so Murph and I, like, it's weird, but we're on like the same wavelength where we'll both sip it, we'll both look at each other like, yeah. Like, don't even need to say this. Like, needs more X, Y, Z, and pop it up. And so I fell in love with fooders right away because it allows you to do that, where like we have 10 fooders at BlackStack now. And so like we have all these at our expense to like, yeah, we have a couple powerhouses that deal what we want to, and we have some barrels in the back, but we will tweak and tweak and tweak and tweak that beer until it is the right thing. It's not throw this shit together and we're done. Like, we literally finesse the crap out of it until it's the right thing with the flavor profile. Because like, one, it's what we like, but also we're paying attention to the market, paying attention to the trends, like what's out there. So yay for fooders. Before we started recording, y'all described Plum. Y'all described Plum as a basey fruit. Meaning, like, what does that mean? It drops and it's foundational. It sets a rhythm.
Yeah, like fullness and roundness. It really, for me at least, it has, like, there are a lot of fruits that are much more rich in pulp and lend themselves really well to these beers. Like Matt was talking about, like adjusting with lactose in the back end to try and hit that like similar profile. But part of what's so great about this Plum, and like I think of, I'm like boysenberry, I think of in a lot of ways has that like oomph to it, where there's like apricot so much, has that too a little bit. Yeah, like it has this amazing rounding characteristic where it fills things out. I think the exact terminology I used was it makes sex to all the parts of your mouth individually over the course of each sip. Where I love it. And yeah, foundational is a great word, like basey, full, like something you can build off of, and it's compared to passion fruit.
That's what I was gonna say. What is that? A trebly fruit? Is that like a tweeter fruit?
I'll call it twangy typically when we're talking
twangy.
And those are tough, right? Because if they're there by themselves, they kind of are almost annoying. They're high pitched, right? They're just like, you need something to balance you out.
Right.
And
it's angular, you know?
Yeah. And so when we did Are You There, God, It's Me passion fruit, that one needed significantly more vanilla to help bring it down, help kind of.
And that was still really high.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's some falsetto ass fruits, man.
Yeah, like before, I used to like him a little rippier, and like a huge part of Matt coming on board, like a lot of our sours used to be down, or our base used to be down around like 3.2, which is like, when you're adding passion fruit to it, can get really, really, really rippy really fast. And like it's been amazing, like having Matt come over and like, whoa, let's pull these reins back a little bit. Like, and like typically I think we're closer to like 3.4, 3.5 for a base is what you're shooting for right now.
Yep.
That's been a lot more approachable for people in terms of these beers. And I love like it, the culture as it builds, it just keeps getting fruitier. And yeah, Matt's doing some magic stuff back there, because they're just straight out of the foeder. It tastes so fruity and fucking awesome. And I wish we could actually sell that to
no one would buy it.
The world at large right now, but but I wouldn't put it past us to throw some of that in cans
We'll do one can
for just our own sinister purposes. Yeah.
What's that? Just the straight?
Yeah, just straight
gold base.
You don't think the base would sell?
So
that's kind of what I was
fruity.
wondering. Do you feel like at this point, for the most part, things have to have a little vanilla lactose? Like, is the world still not ready for, obviously there's the milk defunkers and the sour heads, but would BlackStack not be able to push just that fucking creek level funk?
Yeah, Murph, you correct me here.
No,
it's not to like
level funk.
So yes, we are doing like high level funk stuff. We've got a stack of 5 foeders that are more long-term, long aging, that we're doing with some really crazy ass collabs that are more year and a half, 2 year turnaround, that have all that funk to them. But we're still trying to bring that creativity and kind of, I don't call it that BlackStack level to it. And so the Are You There, God, the Ken Burns, the Bake Off, we can just be assaulting with these flavors and these fruits and these different pieces. And then going back to the stack of 5, it's taking that where it's this like creativity, different blends of fruit, different barrel aging, but with finesse and something that you would expect out of a bottle. That has that funk, but it's just like, it's, I'm not going to say we're not going to do just a typical creek. We would likely try to up that creativity, because it's like, okay, people have done creeks are great, here what it is. How can we still do it authentically, but add more depth to it, add more creativity, but I was still paying homage to that a little bit.
How do we fuck around a little bit with
exactly
with anything that we're doing typically with
our first traditional sour that we bottle age is a perfect example of that, where it's like, now it's too traditional, but now we're kind of throwing barrel techniques to it, some fruit that usually you don't see in sour beer, and a couple other stuff. And so it's taking it to the next level while still being BlackStack, still being traditional, and so, but still just, we're in the business of making bangers. I took that from Murph. That's his language.
Baby. BlackStack Brewing and Sausage Emporium.
All right, how about y'all? I'm
next
empty.
beer?
Y'all empty?
I'm empty.
See Murph sipping on the Pilsner a little.
Yeah, it's like I need to rinse mine out.
I know, because this is the glass that my Merc's going to also go into.
Yeah, I've got a crowler of it is what I do have, so.
Oh my gosh.
There we go.
All right, so let's wrap this up.
I will not be finishing it.
This was the 10th
Make it a
beer.
little rinse.
BlackStack Brewing. The 11th beer, we're going to palate cleanse with an American lager. And then y'all, the 12th beer, Christmas, is going to drop on y'all. Where's my can? What y'all know about a quadruple IPA, boy? All right.
What y'all know about the?
So I'll see you two in a couple minutes. I'll see the rest of y'all tomorrow. Merry Christmas.
Oh, I'd say fucking like I got this going.
Yeah. God damn.
Oh,
Look at that
Murph, I
thing.
love that one.
Dude, that thing looks like
Yeah,
a sex
dude.
toy, Playboy. Where's
It's
that
me
shit
and
going?
me and Matt's new favorite glass. They're the fucking
I have a little one
Spiegel.
in the back that I can use for tasting.
yeah, it's
It's
like
dope.
the Wahlburger whiskey glasses. Yeah, we
It's
fucking
so
love them
good.
either.